In today's video, we are going to study the game 7 of World Chess Championship 1963. Gail Botvinnik has won game first of World Championship. Tigran Petrosian bounced back by winning the game 5, and this is the game 7. And here once again, Tigran Petrosian was white and Mikhail Botvinnik was black. First game which Mikhail Botvinnik, he was playing black and he won it. The fifth game, Mikhail Botvinnik was playing again black, lost it. In game 7, he was again playing black. Let's continue with our going. C4, the start of English opening. G6, the start of the great snake variation of English opening, a very solid defense against English opening. Now G3, standard move, bishop G7, knight C3, E5, bishop G2, knight E7. And instead of here, the second main move is D6. The main move over here is D6. The reason behind is that now when white is going to play the move D3, and after D3, now knight E7. The same structure arises. Just the move order has been changed. So after knight E7, knight F3, hitting the pawn and castle. And here there are two moves for white. The first one is castle, and the second one is d4, hitting the center immediately. If castle, then c5, and now white does not has the opportunity to play the move d4. Sorry. Now white does not has the opportunity to play d4. That's why I think Tigran Petrosian went with the d4 move immediately to open up the center to get activity for his pieces. Into d4, knight into d4, knight bc6, knight into c6. Instead of here, the other continuation is that you play the move bishop e3. Now, knight e5 by black and c5. The point of c5 is that you are not going along black to play the move c5 himself and also the move d6. That is the reason you play the move c5 immediately in this position. And after that, h6 and bishop f4. And now d5. After c into d6, now queen into d6. And this may be the variation which may be arised instead of playing the move knight into c6. If white goes for immediately bishop e3. Now you understand the concept that why? Because if black plays the knight over here, for example, then you immediately place the move c5. And then you are going to hit this knight this way, and then you may develop your pawn over here to e3. So after knight into c6, knight into c6, instead Mikhail Botvinnik had gone for this sequence of the moves, and that is d into c6. After that, the main reply is queen into queen, rook into d8, bishop g5, and rook e8. And here queens has been exchanged immediately. And I think that Mikhail Botvinnik did not wanted to exchange the queens on the first move, or just here. Instead, if d into c6, and white also says that okay, I am not going to give you a tempo move. I am going to play the move bishop to g5. Then black can go for the variation queen into queen, rook a d1. Now knight f5. After that, rook d3. The point of rook d3 is that you have activated the rook and you don't want that if this bishop takes this knight, your pawns are doubled. And instead of protecting this knight from over here c1, protecting this knight exchange is better on the from the square d3. That is the reason. So after knight into c6, now castle d6 by Botvinnik is standard move. Now bishop d2. The point is same, that if this bishop ever takes it, white does not want to double his pawns. And the second thing is that he is going to bring his rook c1 over here, rook a to c1, and then his bishop would be free. Bishop g4, and this is actually a very minute mistake by Mikhail Botvinnik. Instead of here, it was better to develop the rook first. Rook to e8, and when now rook c1, saying that okay, now my bishop is free. If you takes this knight, I am not going to double it. I am going to take it with the rook and activate my rook. H5 by black. Now h3. Now bishop e6. And now you see that here black's rook is developed, black's bishop is developed, and black's king has an escape square over here on h7. And due to this minute detail, Tigran Petrosian immediately took the advantage and he played the move h3 with tempo. Now the bishop has to move back. Although it seems that white's king side has been weakened, but no, because this king to h2 protects these pawns twice. And this battery of the bishop, whether it would be over here, it would not be easy to hit this pawn on h3. So bishop e6, threatening the pawn on c4. Now b3 first, queen d7, hitting this pawn h3 twice. So king h2, rook a e8. A second minute little mistake by black. Instead of it, now it was the time to play on the queen side, playing the move a5, hitting this side of the board. As now this king side is protected, there is no immediate time to open this center for both the players. So it was time to play the move a5 and open up this white's queen side. After that might be rook c1. Now rook f8, developing the rooks, bringing to center. Bishop f4. As this bishop is now free, so h6 by black first. Now queen d2 and g5. Sorry. And bishop e3. And this sequence of the moves. Although black's light square bishops, squares have been weakened, but he still has his light square bishop with him. And this position is completely equal. So rook a8 was played by Mikhail Botvinnik. Now rook c1, f5 by Mikhail Botvinnik. The second try still there was a5. It was still on the board. This is that you are not allowing any kind of activity on the queen side now. That was the reason to stop any type of activity on the queen side. So black had to play the move a5. After f5, now this king side has been weakened. And Tigran Petrosian exploited it by the immediately playing the move knight d5, taking control of this d5 square immediately. King h8 was played, and this was a mistake. Instead, it was better to immediately go for knight e8. Although Mikhail Botvinnik went for the sequence of the moves, that he brought his bishop instead of f7. After moving the king over here, he brought his bishop to g8. Then he moved his knight to e8 and developed his knight over here on d8 and developed his knight over here on e6. But these little details made the actually Mikhail Botvinnik's position worse, because if now it has been played, the point was that now bishop e3 threatening this pawn, but this pawn is not being threatened. So now you play the move first c6 immediately. This knight has to move. Knight moves to knight f4. Now bishop f7. h4 by white, saying that I'm not going to let you play the move like g5, hitting my knight. So first h6, taking this care also from the knight. Then when the move is queen d3, now you can play this move in this fashion. Or you may still wait for it and you go for the move queen e6. And then you play the move knight to e6. This was the better way to go for this plan. So after king h8, now bishop e3 was played by Tigran Petrosyan. Bishop g8. See, this bishop is not doing anything over here. It was better on f7. He was protecting this pawn and he's also protecting this small diagonal. Queen d2 was played by Petrosyan, and now instead of here queen d2, he may have gone for immediate c5, immediately hitting the center. And after e6 by black, for example, then c into d6, c into d6, and now b4. The point is knight can't take this pawn because this rook will be over here and he will have take all hold of the seventh rank. And this pawn on b7 would be falling. So rook c8, now queen d2. And this queen is protecting this pawn, and this queen bishop is now hitting this pawn over here on h6. First king has to move over here to h7. Now then white can just play the move, a slow move like a3, and saying that okay, now what are you going to do? Asking black, what are you going to do? So in the game, queen d2 was played. Now knight d8, going for the same maneuver, bringing the knight over here. But the placement of the bishop over here on g8 is the problem. Rook fd1, when pressure over here on this pawn, as this is weak. When this pawn is moved, this pawn is very weak. Knight e6, trying to bring the knight over here after playing the moves like b6. Knight f4, immediately challenging the knight, and knight into f4 was played, and that was a mistake by Mikhail Botvinnik. I want you people to pause the video and think that why this knight into f4 immediately is a mistake. The point is that you are giving the tempo to the white. Instead, the best move was b6 over here. Because now, if you take this knight, this bishop develops with tempo. That is the point. And if after b6, white does not take this knight, then you simply place the move. White plays the move h4. You go for bishop e5, hitting this knight twice. So bishop f3, going to hit for this square h5. Now bishop f7, protecting this square. Now knight into e6 and bishop into e6, and now bishop h6. And now bishop to g7. And in this sequence of the moves, black has the tempo. That's why knight into f4 immediately was weak move. Bishop into f4, now queen c8. There were two ways to protect this pawn, and that was whether you play the move like this. But this weakens. The problem is that this weakens. Oh, sorry. The problem is that this weakens this whole diagonal. Now white can immediately go for c5. Because if pawn into pawn, rook into pawn, and you can't take this pawn. Sorry, you can't take this pawn because your queen is being hit. Your queen is going to fall. That's why Mikhail Botvinnik protected this pawn with the queen. But it is not a queen's task to babysit a pawn. Although it is the only best move. H4 by white by Tigran Petrosian. Now rook e7 by Mikhail Botvinnik. Bishop f3. The point is that he is going to prepare h5 break. Bishop f7 now was played to stop this h5 pawn. Instead of here, it was better to now get this queen free and play the move b6. Because here white does not have this move c5. It was the time to play this move b6 and make this queen free of the protecting of just a pawn. This was the time. Because now if white plays the move h5, you may take bishop into h5. Now bishop e5, challenging the bishop. Bishop comes back to f3. The reason behind is that white is saying that I'm going to play the king over here and going to play the rook over here. Now bishop into f4, queen into f4 and rook f6. Protecting the square. And this was the better continuation. Instead of continuation, that was bishop f7. Now e5, hitting this pawn over here. Bishop e8, and this was actually the blunder of the game by Mikhail Botvinnik. Instead, it was better to now protect this pawn also by playing the move queen b8. Although this is not the best location for queen, but after some time moves, you may play this move b6. You may have the chance to play this move b6. After queen e3, now you may play the move, for example, rook e. Sorry. Now you may play the move b6. After e4. Now king g8. And still you throw the towel into the white strategy that what are you going to do? Because still the black's position is intact, although the placement of white's black's queen is very bad. So after bishop e8, now c5 immediately. Instead of here, black was able to take this pawn. I don't understand that why Tigran Petrosian did not took this pawn, because I don't see any better defense for black to save this pawn also. b7. For example, if he goes for bishop e7, immediately hitting the bishop. Now you can just play the move e3. If king comes over here, now just e5. And black's position is completely shattered. I don't see a fruitful, I would say a very fruitful move for black in this position. That how to counter the white's benefits of a position, which he has in a position. So c5 was played. It is also a good move. But queen into pawn was the best move. So d5 by black, and here it is a little tactics Tigran Petrosian went for. Bishop d6. Instead, the best tactic were rook into pawn, rook into d5. Because now white goes for like this, and black goes for this to c6, hitting the rook. Now goes back to d3. And rook has to challenge this rook over here because he's going to immediately, white is going to double the rooks. Rook has to challenge the rook. Now rook c d1. And there is a lot of pressure on the black's position. So this was also good of Tigran Petrosian, and that was bishop d6. Now queen d7. The reason behind is that you can't take the bishop because of after the pawn takes, your rook rook is falling for free. So that's why queen d7, and now white is an exchange up. Into rook, queen into e7. Now rook into d5. 4. Black must have some type of activity. Otherwise, he is just going to be ruined completely. So Botvinnik played the move f4. Queen d2 was played by Tigran Petrosian. Instead, he may have gone for more activity by giving up this pawn c6, and it is not an easy move to see because bishop into c6. Now queen c5, challenging the queen, and when queen moves, for example, to e6 over here, now rook d d2 first. After g3, h5 by black, taking control of this square of g4 square. Now bishop into c6. After b into c6, now is the time to play the move rook c3. It seems that this bishop is hitting this rook, but if bishop takes it, that is a game over because queen into f8 check. And if black goes for queen g4 over here, now the move is just king g2. And you see how strong is white's position over here. This move was also good. It still keeps the tension in the position and still keeps the advantage for white. Bishop c6 was played by black, and although these all are the best tries, the remaining moves are the best tries, but black had nothing left because after rook d3, now bishop b5, hitting the rook, now rook d4. The point is giving away the rook again is that the only defender of the diagonal of the black king is this bishop. And here you exchange, for example, bishop into rook. Bishop gives up the black gives up the exchange. White gives up the exchange for the bishop. It is in white's favor. So Mikhail Botvinnik go for the same thing. After f into g3 check, f into g3. Now bishop into d4, queen into d4 check. Now queen g7, queen into g7, king into g7, and rook c2. What is the problem with playing the move rook c2 first? I'm sorry, problem. I'm not saying the problem. The logic behind playing the move rook c2 first. Why not? Sorry, why not go for taking the control of this file immediately? The problem here is that after rook e8, black has this control of the half open file, and white is not doing anything on these squares, on these two squares. White's rook is not doing anything on these two. And then white has to go for again rook d2, give a waiting move, or he may go for like king to g2. Now black can just slowly develop king g f6, and he might have the chance to hold the position, although it is very tough for black to hold this position. So that's why rook c2 first, because you are going to protect these pawns over here on second rank. So why not to play this move first? Then you may go for like this rook d2, or you may play this move to sorry to c6 and going to exchange these pawns and going to hit this pawn over here on c7. Rook e first by black. Now king g2, bringing the king to the center. King f6, king f2, bringing the king. Bishop c6 was played. Instead of here, the better try was bishop a6 by black. The point is that if you play the move now over here, then you make it easy for black in this bishop, because now black is just going to play the move b6. And this bishop get over here to this diagonal, and this is very active than this diagonal. That is the point. So after rook d2, for example, now b6 immediately. And you will have to play the move g4. If this sequence of the moves might have happened, then b into c5, b into c5. And now both of these have the pawn islands. Although white is a pawn up, but it is not at all easy. It is a very tough position to win or for white. And it is very tough for black to draw this position. So here, Mikhail Botvinnik immediately went for bishop to c6. And I want you people to pause the video and think that how to continue over. The point is that Tigran Poroshenko understood that when he is going to take this bishop and pawn takes it, he is going to develop his rook over here immediately to rook c4, and then he is going to play the move rook a4 and hit this pawn, free pawn over here on a7. So king the bishop, bishop c6, rook c4, king e5, rook a4, rook e8, protecting the pawn on a7. Now rook a6, immediately hitting the pawn on c6. Instead, the better continuation was playing the move e4 first. The point is that to take control of this square from this black king, and black has to give the move, for example, h6. Now you may then go for rook a6 now. The difference is that now if king into e4, now rook into c6, white is setting 3 pawns in an instance. That is why e4 was a better sequence to carry on this rook a6 move. First to play e4, then a6 was better. Was best actually. So rook a6 played, king d5. Now you see that this king has this square. If e4 has been played, then this king could not have this square, d5 square. So b4 by white, king c4, a3, king b5, hitting the rook. Rook c4, rook a5 check, king c4. Now king e3. Now it is time to develop the king. a6 by black. And even this try was somewhat better. But still at present, the black has lost the game actually. But this try was better because this rook over here on a8 just babysitting, just doing the babysitting job by protecting this a7 pawn, which is in the end is going to fall. So it was time to make the rook active in this position. After king f3, the point was h6. Now rook a6 first. These pawns are more important than this pawn on a7. So e6 protecting the pawn. Now e4. Now taking away these two squares. After king d4, hitting this pawn. Now it is the time you can grab this pawn. Rook into a7. Rook f6 check first. Now king g4. pawn. Now rook into c7. And the point is that after king d4, you may see that the difference in the position. The king over here is nearer these pawns, and black rook can't do anything about it. And these white pawns are going to move and becoming just connected two passed pawns. So a6 was played by black in the game. That king f4, and you may see that here it seems that white rook is stuck. But who is going to protect these h7 and g6 pawns? So it was time to bring the rook king over here to attack these pawns. So Mikhail Botvinnik went with his king, king d5, king g5. Now rook e8, and it is actually Mikhail Botvinnik got late to get his rook active, but still the position was lost actually. Now rook into a6, rook into e2, rook a7 hitting the c7 pawn, rook e5 check first, king f4, rook e7 protecting the pawn on c7. Now rook b7. A bit move. The point is that I'm going to play this move and going to win this pawn. To try whenever you place the king anywhere, for example over here, or over here, then I would play the move like this and make two connected passed pawns. Here black tried desperately king e6. I don't see any better way over here. The best try might be that rook f7 check after king g4. Now the after the move king g4, over here. Now the point was h5 check. After king g5, rook f3, king to g6, and rook into g3 check. King into h5, rook into a3, and still white is winning, but it is still tricky. This better try might be. So on e6, the point of Mikhail Botvinnik is that he is going to go this way to protect these advance of these pawns. And a4, king d7, here Tigran Petrosyan played the move rook b8, and there was no way that black can enter this side of the board. And here, at last, Mikhail Botvinnik designed the game. I hope you liked this video. So kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you very much.